You can get your own Planet Peterson t-shirt with multiple designs to choose from by going to my Shopify store. Don't let people mistake you for someone who thinks the earth is flat. Proudly show them you're not an idiot. You can also get your very own Spanky. Check out my artwork too. Thanks, enjoy the video. The Bible is true because I live in reality. That seems like kind of a statement so generic that it means nothing at all.
So, do you believe in Plato and Aristotle?
What does that mean?
Do you believe they existed?
Yeah.
So, you know they predate Jesus by hundreds of years.
Yeah. Well, we don't really know, sorry. I was thinking Socrates. You said Aristotle. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have more proof that Jesus existed over them. So how come
Do we?
Jesus? Yeah,
Do we?
papyrus and eyewitness accounts.
Name one eyewitness account.
When he rose from the dead, who's the woman that saw him? Do
Yeah,
know her name?
could you produce her eyewitness account for me?
It was documented.
That's not an eyewitness account.
And then I like to bring up Paul, but you guys don't like because you guys say he's not a reliable source for some reason.
I've literally never said that. So here, I got an eyewitness source for you. Josh saw a horse bang your mom. Is that an eyewitness? Is that an eyewitness account?
That's actually true. How did you know that?
That a horse banged your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what does that prove? Does that prove that that message was divinely inspired?
Okay, no. It's not divinity, it's just a lie. It's a blatant lie.
So you're a liar.
Huh?
You're a liar.
No, these are documented eyewitness accounts on papyrus.
Right, this is a documented eyewitness account.
Yeah, but we live in 2024, so.
Right. So I don't know if you just don't get it or if you can see through the shallowness of your belief system. But
No.
a book written by nobody knows who, nobody knows when, definitely not by the person that was there, is not an eyewitness account.
You just said Plato and Aristotle. You believe them, but not Jesus. And they have the same form of documentation.
I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna twiddle my thumbs for a little bit and wait for you to produce the evidence where I said Jesus didn't exist. Go ahead.
Oh, you believe he existed?
Go ahead. Unless you're a liar.
Oh, I didn't know you believed, so I'm sorry. I apologize.
So
Yeah,
are you admitting that you have nothing?
No, I got you.
Empty assertion? That's what you did?
No, I gave you proof.
No. You said that I claimed Jesus never existed. I've never claimed that. Are you admitting that you made an empty assertion?
Yes,
Okay.
I apologize.
Did you know that Plato rose from the dead?
Where is that documented?
I could write it down right now. I'll write down people saw it happen. There. I have documented eyewitness accounts of it. People saw it happen. Is that an eyewitness account?
It's a documentation from 2024.
Is that an eyewitness account?
No, you just made up a lie.
There we go. So could you tell me what eyewitness accounts we have of anything that occurred in the Bible? Just one thing.
Just a lot of things. Where do you want me to start?
Literally anything you want.
So Moses, we can go there.
Cool. Where do we have Moses' handwriting?
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of documentation.
Cool. Where is it?
We can say when he split the Red Sea, there's chariots at the bottom of the ocean that has been discovered.
Yeah, so first of all, there isn't. Second of all, I asked for a first-hand account.
Oh, you want first-hand accounts?
Because you
dead.
said they exist, so just give me one example.
Let me bring up back from the dead. My bad. All right, I can't. So I only
So
can
you
go by
don't
the
have
prophets.
you don't have any is what I'm getting.
Can I ask
You
you
have zero
why?
you have zero eyewitness accounts.
Can I ask you why you're atheist? Can we start there?
Nope. So you have zero eyewitness accounts. This is now the second time you've said something that isn't true.
I gave you at least three
You've
for
given
Jesus.
precisely zero because when I asked you to substantiate it, you started talking about chariots that don't exist, and then you tried to change the subject about what I don't believe in.
Wait, so you telling me they didn't find chariots in the Red Sea?
That is correct.
A quick
Some
Google
dumbass
search.
named Ron Wyatt claims that he did, and he didn't. But even if they did, let's just say that they found 100 chariots, which they didn't. Let's say that they did. What does that prove? Well, the Egyptian dynasties used chariots for, what, a millennia? If not more than that? So over a period of a millennia, could chariots end up in the Red Sea? Yes. So what would that prove? It would prove literally nothing particular at all.
Let's go back to Plato. You said Plato existed with no proof. What proof do you
Wow,
have?
that's really insane the way you just have completely ran away from the topic here. So we're not doing that. We're going to stick on the topic. I'm actually not sure. When did Egypt actually get the technology for chariots? How old is that technology, and does it correspond with the Exodus that never happened? Let's find out. So, do you at least understand, while I do a little bit of digging here, do you at least understand that even if there were chariots, that wouldn't prove anything in particular?
It's a probability. It could have been from Moses' time, but I see. I agree.
Sorry, buddy, I was typing. So, you agree that it doesn't necessarily prove anything in particular, right?
Statistically, it could, but no.
Statistically? What is that? What do
It
you
could
mean?
be a percentage that it could have been from Moses' time.
Right.
It's the sea. You know how vast the sea is?
The Red Sea? Not particularly that vast.
Pretty old.
Well, yeah, it's millions of years old.
It's probably got dinosaur spit in it. So
Could
there could be
be.
traces of
Could be. There
Moses.
could be some of that horse discharge from when your mom was, well, we already went over that. Remember, kids, the ocean is so vast that every single glass of water you drink has at least one horse sperm in it.
Interesting.
That's pretty interesting, yeah. So, what do you want to talk about? Why do I think that Plato existed? I'm pretty sure there are people other than Plato that talked about Plato existing, such as Aristotle, for example.
So just because Aristotle, that doesn't make any sense.
Supporting, you don't understand the concept of supporting evidence?
Yeah, but then I bring up Paul and you say no, he's 10 years after.
Literally, when did I ever say anything about Paul? Go ahead, tell
No,
us.
atheists in general.
Yeah, so when did I say anything about Paul ever? Go ahead.
So what do you think about Paul?
What is the most generic imaginable question? What do I think about Paul? He probably had a scrotum. I'm pretty sure he had hair on his head. I'm guessing 2 arms. That's what I think.
Do you think his eyewitness documentation slash writings are true about Jesus?
Uh, it, but did Jesus literally walk side by side with him and they talked about things and stuff? Yeah, I really doubt it for the same reason I doubt that the tooth fairy puts money under anybody's pillow.
I don't know how many years he predates the writings predate the death of Jesus, but I'm pretty sure it's like 10. That's not that far.
What?
I'm the
Paul was
when
not writing letters before Jesus died. What are you talking about?
I said after. My bad.
You said the writings predate his death.
Yeah, I meant after.
Okay. Yeah, like based on when he was born and lived and walked around and did all these things. Yeah, there's some overlap. He was alive during the time Jesus was alive. Then he found out about his crucifixion or whatever afterwards.
Yeah, so
Like I
that's
said,
like
never doubted that Jesus existed, but he didn't walk on water. That's a stupid idea. That's equally as stupid as the Tooth Fairy.
that's your opinion, but yeah.
What makes claims about Jesus better than the Tooth Fairy? Because somebody wrote it down once, but we don't know who and we don't know when.
Again, the time. It was we didn't have the technology we had now back then. We had papyrus. That's why I bring up Plato, because it's the same thing, but you believe in Plato and all these, Aristotle's, but you don't believe in Jesus.
Yeah, so I literally never claimed that Jesus never existed. It was like, what, the fourth time I've had to tell you that?
So if he existed, why are you atheist?
I don't believe in God. I don't believe in any gods that have ever existed.
Why?
Because there's no evidence.
I just gave you evidence.
No, you didn't.
So you choose not to believe.
Well, yeah, although I don't really believe in free will. So, are you aware or are you unaware that even when Jesus was alive, he wasn't the only person performing miracles, and he wasn't even the only person named Jesus that was going around first century Palestine healing people, performing miracles and things like that? That was literally a job that you could do.
Yeah. Back then, that was the thing.
Okay, so how many messiahs were there then? How many divine beings were walking around in first century Palestine?
You want to go the Catholic way or the main Christian way?
How about the historical way?
Because in Catholicism, there's saints today performing miracles.
Yeah, so did I ask you about anything happening today?
Okay. Yeah, back then they were more in tune with the Creator, so that's why. Now we can't.
No, the question is, how many messiahs were there back then? And how many miracle workers were there back then?
You got the apostles, you got Moses, you got Elijah.
God, you're dumb. You're dumber than I thought. And I thought you were actually really dumb.
Give you examples.
No, you're not.
So you telling me Elijah, Elisha, they never performed miracles?
Is that one of the apostles?
No, them too. Peter, they perform miracles.
You said Elisha.
No, I'm not saying I'm giving you Moses. I'm not saying they're apostles. I'm just giving examples.
Well, you said apostles, and then you gave Elisha as an example.
Yeah, I know they're not apostles. I'm just giving people who can perform miracles in the Bible.
Yep. So, if somebody just says that something happened, do you automatically believe them?
No.
Then why do you believe the hearsay of the Bible?
It comes down to personal experience. I can't convince you. Only you can be convinced. So I had a personal experience.
Cool. And how do you know that personal experience was whatever you apparently think it was?
Because I constantly fact checked it. I was like, is this just a...
Okay, tell us what it was and tell us how you fact checked it.
Well, it was one of those, I don't want to say the full, I'm going to sum it up. I just said, I need a sign. And I walked in a park, Atlanta, Georgia, Piedmont Park, and I saw the sign and I was fully convinced. Nothing can persuade me.
So you did this uncritically, it sounds like. Nothing could ever persuade you otherwise. So you just accepted it, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. And you think that that's a valid way to decide what what is or is not real. That's cute.
No, because before that experience, I was like, I don't even care. But now I care.
Yeah, great.
I hope you have a greater experience than me.
I hope you start learning, or I hope you start thinking one of these days.
I do think.
Learning how to think. Yeah, actually, that is what I meant to say at first. Yeah. So, for the sake of humanity, try to learn how to think one day.